Call of Duty League is brought to you by GameFuel. Use code CDL2021 for a special discount on GameFuel.com. Tournament audio and team listen-ins are powered by Astro Gaming, the official headset and mix amp of the Call of Duty League. The Call of Duty League is presented by Seany, the official eyewear for the CDL. Armor your eyes with Seany Block's blue light protection glasses by visiting seany.com/gaming.
Well, don't want to get ahead of ourselves. We both know what map we're on.
We both know what map we're on. We both know what it means, but do not hit F5. Do not adjust your devices. It is 5-0 right now. And the Los Angeles Guerrillas not only looking to take it here in the final round, but looking to make it a 6-0! My God! Arcitys! He's going to fight for it, but the writing is on the wall! It's a 6-0!
Hey, go, guys. Good oh
my God.
Dude.
And that's how we play.
Go, man.
That's how we play.
Guys, I'm so clinical.
You guys won.
What an incredible win it was for the Guerrillas, but Joe, they may have screwed over the entire league in the process. If FaZe felt invincible, maybe felt they could get away with a lazy day with the comms not on point, it was a quick wake-up call. Is everybody else in more trouble going into the major?
I mean, I would say so. It's a bit of a wake-up call. I mean, maybe you would like to have that in like a winner's round 2 or something, but I think we saw it in stage 1. Atlanta FaZe, they tested out some maps. They're trying to deepen that map pool, and they got caught on it. It's okay. It's not a big deal. You're in first place. But yes, they awakened the beast. We just saw that happen.
Yeah, that's it might be scarier now. We'll see how the upcoming major goes, but I do want to start and talk a little bit about the Thieves and what's going on with this team. You know, we saw a tweet come in from the Thieves organization, from Kenny, not feeling well, dealing with a medical issue, so he's going to be out today. Temp's going to be coming in. Joe, just quick thoughts on that.
Well, I mean, I guess one good thing is that Temp played with this team, right? It's not like a sub that hasn't really played with this roster. The talent is still there. I saw Zin's tweet, maybe that we're going to see TJ at the flex. That might be the only thing for me to look out for, is maybe TJ playing the flex or Temp. But we know they have the talent, and here's Kenny. Obviously, good luck to the boys today on our Astro social soundboard. And the puppy just so cute. He's got his watch partner today. Kenny, we hope you feel better. That's all that really matters.
Oh, I love Easter. I love dogs. And I love you, Joe. It's going to be an incredible day.
It is. We got some great matches to end Sunday. I'm feeling good, maybe.
We do. I am too. And we did see, I think Temp kind of tweeted last night something along the lines of, I might be going rogue. Like, he might be flying and frying. We'll see how it plays out. But first, let's focus on the other side of this. Guerrillas, they have that massive win against FaZe. Silly's an absolute monster. The team maybe finally clicking, rekindling that magic the three of them saw back in Call of Duty World War II. Let's take a look at the roster.
Getting it done. I'm loving what I'm seeing out of the LAG. Silly finds the first. It's lovely teamwork.
My God. Gets dealt with the pressure inside the hill and the double nade from Apathy.
Salt lines him up, finds himself too.
Vivid just has the one to win against Octane.
And Vivid has got his number. Beautiful round. Fantastic execution from the LA Guerrillas.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Joe, I think the question for many people is, you kind of heard Simp say it, not to take credit away from them, but they were off that day. Do you think this match will tell us more about whether Guerrillas is finding form or that really was an off day from FaZe?
Well, it's like, an off day for FaZe, and now you're playing an LA. Now you're playing an LA Thieves team that may be a little bit weaker. The only thing for Guerrillas is you got to put 2 matches together. I think I look back at the Major 1 and winners round 1 when, they beat Los Angeles Thieves. And that was just sort of okay, is this Guerrillas team here? Are they for real? What's going to happen? And then after that, they lost. They lost, what, 2 in a row, I think, or something like that, and we're out of the major. So I think they have to find consistency now. That's really the big question mark for Guerrillas.
Yeah, and maybe something to build upon here. FaZe don't come out on their best foot. Yeah, now a sub and play 400 Thieves. It's going to be a new look roster, probably not for long, as Kenny, I'm sure, is healing. Will be back in action soon enough, as we all love to watch him play. But I'm curious to see what they're going to do. Maybe with the pressure off, this team is going to show up and fight. Let's meet the LA Thieves.
shot for the kill, the breeze cut freeze up, straight shot for the kill, we're talking. Taking over pieces and shares of all sky high, check the movement is here, yeah. It's one heart, one shot, now the future is yours, go! Yeah, it's one heart, one shot, now the future is yours, go!
John, I'm going to ask you a kind of question from left field.
Oh,
so,
boy.
we talk about a team like OpTic or, Thieves with, Nadeshot, the owner, massive organization, world champions on the team, and there's a lot of pressure. It's kind of, win or nothing type mentality, I think, for a lot of these players. It's been a very frustrating stage. They are performing horrifically compared to, what we expect from them. Is there something here with playing with a sub and, maybe not a lot on the line for them that they can loosen up a little bit? Maybe, we're playing a video game after all. Just try and have some fun. Go out and enjoy yourself. I feel like they've been so frustrated.
That's it for Temp for me. You kind of got one of my keys, but yeah, that's really it. Yeah, pressure's kind of off right now. You can't get to the winner's bracket. You're starting the elimination bracket. So either way, I think for them, it's just try to get some momentum on their side. Here's a look at our maps and modes. The one thing that maybe stands out on my end is the hardpoints. Both teams 0-2 on raid hardpoint, but the checkmate was a bit of a question mark for me. I thought Guerrillas should have stuck with Apocalypse. It worked out. But they're 1-4 on checkmate hardpoint. That one win is against. It's the Los Angeles Thieves from that stage 1. So they're thinking, let's give them a little bit more of that nightmare that we gave them in that major.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe that is what we'll see. But yeah, just some big questions on either side of this. For 100 Thieves, or for LA Thieves, how do you perform with Kenny out and Temp in? Can Venom finally get comfortable, as he has not had a debut like some of the other rookies? And then for Guerrillas, are you reaching that potential? Are you going to be the real deal now? Can you show back-to-back consistent efforts?
Yeah, if we can, observers, if we could start with TJ, I would just like to see what he's going to be running off the start. Who's going to be the flex player as we go to raid hardpoint? That's really the big question mark for me. Slasher going to be that main AR, but who is going to be his duo in that position? So it will be TJ. And we heard that maybe at times, when the roster change did come through with Venom, that TJ may be a chance to run that second AR, but they felt comfortable with Kenny. And not to start, Vivid takes down 2 Venom. He's going to be inside kitchen, so they're going to lose some early time. But now the focus on that rotation, can they break on through?
Well, how difficult, Joe, is it? He's primarily played a sub. I know he's had some flex experience in his career, but to make a switch like this overnight. It's difficult. Yeah, it's very difficult. I think Temp is he's fine running a second sub. He's run flex before. It doesn't really matter. For TJ, I don't know. I couldn't tell you the last time I saw an AR in his hands. I have no clue. Yeah, well, I'm asking just because, I think to maybe some casual viewers, you play pubs, you think, they can run a sub, they can run an AR, but a little trickier than that.
Yeah, well, I think for TJ, if it's actually something he's wanted to do and been vocal about, this is going to be the match to show it, to show what he can do with that second AR. Because that's really been the big question, just trying to get those 4 players with Kenny on this roster comfortable in which sort of formation, I guess, if you want to call it, produces results. But we go over to kitchen. LA Thieves, they're able to break through on the first. They got some time, but the push around back laundry doesn't turn into anything. 6 kills in a row for Los Angeles Guerrillas locking down this kitchen.
Yeah, and I was going to highlight Silly, but really everybody popping off right now. But he had a terrific series against FaZe. And, I think of moments throughout his career where he was a beast. I remember some of his matchups back in IW against, I remember Zero in his squads. Whenever they'd match up, Silly's just dropping 40s, dominating the map. He can hit peak form and be an absolute menace. I just want to see more of it.
That's really, him and Assault, that's sort of the definition of those two at times, throughout their careers. But yeah, they played great yesterday versus Atlanta FaZe, and yeah, now it's just can they reproduce that? And so far, so good here on raid hardpoint. Yeah, Venom, the last player alive inside a gym right now. He's the only player for Los Angeles Thieves kind of pushed up in a position. They're going to know he's there. He's going to hit the shot punch, try to stay alive. aBeZy, though, with a pinch through art. He takes down 2. 4 dead right now for Los Angeles Thieves.
That's 8 in a row as well, and full streaks for Papa App, and it keeps on going. Temp, welcome back to the league, pal. aBeZy is your dad, as he just goes on an absolute tear. The lead is massive. Whoa, App's on a streak. How about Silly? It's getting silly inside of the hardpoint. He's 9-1 and close to earning some streaks too. Thieves are starting out great.
I mean, yeah, this is
sarcastic.
Not the best start at all. But I mean, it's tough to, you know, I know they've played with them, but it's just difficult to transition with different players in different positions, and now you have streaks coming down. And Raid is a map where you very much have to be on point, because if you're not, the score can look like this. It is ugly.
Well, Joe, maybe there's some kind of audio issue. Maybe the players can't hear each other. Let's check it out. Let's go to an Astro listen-in with LA Thieves.
I have your help backing up.
Here.
Look at my front right now.
Yeah, I'm looking front.
Focus on top, Bill. I'm looking at your top in your kitchen.
I'm just playing your spawn. I'm
Shaking.
Might try to curve it.
Yeah.
I hit your front.
Front.
I got one.
Nice.
Was it kitchen
Front
too?
of me.
Front. Money front.
Close front corner.
Money
Corner
front.
dead.
Front. Close right.
Front one shot
in the back.
Sliding at him.
Laundry spawn. Get back on you guys.
back.
Get to me.
I'm one shot, Teach.
I'm looking at your pillars.
Back.
Close
Pillars
to me.
on the back.
Close to me, Vivid.
Leave me, Wilson. Leave me.
Pillars.
Could be money row.
One's on new.
Silly's ring,
Like
yeah, Silly's ring, bro. Front kitchen too.
Nothing in the back on me.
A small laundry.
Okay.
Trying to pinch laundry.
Mid Justin. Barely we
Back
close.
laundry.
Money.
Vivid's
That's
back
all
laundry.
money.
Mid Justin.
Alright, Assault's gonna go kitchen.
They have laundry.
Money,
Go
assault.
ring.
I'm looking closer, jeez. I'm plugging kitchen here.
Take your time. We're
Take
deep.
your time.
Black Van Vivid.
Spawn
Black
back
Van Vivid dead.
Nice.
One.
Good pick.
Zig dead.
Nice.
Nice,
I'm about to hit pillars.
There you go.
He's
What's your
yo,
take?
only one.
Zig dead.
Nice.
Ring.
I'm staying down. Watch pillars from middle. I can look
I have my
pull.
pillars.
Yeah,
I have your pull.
Watch pillars.
I'm looking kitchen. I'm looking kitchen.
One
Shoot
pool,
kitchen.
pool, bottom pool,
crap.
Tiki.
Kitchen weak. Two of them. Two kitchen.
Hey, top ring
Apple,
dead.
Tiki's in the water.
Okay, one top ring.
Keep playing those.
I see top ring.
Water, app.
So
Top ring.
Hey.
Oh,
Back
good.
ring,
I'm over
back
first.
ring.
I'll help you now. Where's he at?
He's back ring.
Trying to jump out left. Top ring.
Top ring,
Assault.
dead.
Shit.
Yeah, right now, pillars on pill.
Yeah, pillars.
I'm so
I
weak,
can't
bro.
see.
One
Back
kitchen
up.
He's still
Red
close.
two,
Red car. One shot.
I think I saw and heard it all from TJ there. He was kind of whirlwinding a couple gunfights, then just beamed somebody out of the window. Then on his third kill in a row, Joe, I believe he said, I'm close to streaks.
Yeah, no, he did. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what number he thought he was on, but all the streaks were coming down from Guerrillas. And I think that the Los Angeles Thieves, especially at basketball, did a pretty good job. 2 streaks were called in. They got majority of the time. Another streak, though, comes in on that 5th hill. But, yeah, TJ, 3 is not really close to 7. I mean, almost half, but not quite there.
When you're getting bombarded by artillery, a 3 can look like an 8, Joe.
I guess if you're not seeing straight, but I know
Yeah, it's
Coach
just filling
Cap,
in the little
listen, the
gaps.
mathematician Cap, he's not going to like that. But it looks like, I think that's all the streaks gone for the Guerrillas. So they've survived that bombardment. And, I mean, you're down 70? I mean, it's not a horrible look.
It looks better than I guess I thought it would, considering how it felt. I mean, Silly's 17-6. Yeah, you had, 4 streaks in play. I mean, they might still get smoked, but yeah, it's closer than maybe I expected. But what a start. And a stick from Assault is the men in purple just continue to dominate the map. Vivid, tons of engagements. His teammates just picking up those streaks, quality shots on the TJ there at mid-map as they look to hit that 200-point mark. And, well, since we kind of highlighted that this lead wasn't that big, I don't think They've scored a point, but now they get something going. But, what, you had like an 8 streak for Silly, 8 streak for App, 5 in a row now for Assault, make it 6. 7, Venom, would you like to be part of the club? Sure you do. 7 in a row now for Assault, 18-10. Timp wants to join the fray as well. Good luck. Assault is on point.
Yeah, Zane, it was looking better when I thought they were going to break and get the scrap time at Ring, and then that doesn't happen. They all go through the middle of the map, and then that streak just sort of happens. Like, they had a couple opportunities at Los Angeles Thieves to fight back into that, but individual plays, the streaks now for Assault, they only need 30 more points.
They're outslaying by 30 or something like that.
It's a lot.
It's right around, yeah, I think it's right around 30. Like, this is one of the more lopsided, maybe not the scoreline when it's all said and done, but from a slaying standpoint, like, they are just getting cooked. And it's obviously an unfortunate, series of events right now for Thieves, but I guess part of me expected it to be a bit more competitive coming out map 1, and it hasn't been.
Yeah, maybe this is, if they go to checkmate hardpoint, maybe they again, I doubt TJ's ran flex, so maybe they have Temp run that second AR. We'll see what happens if we get to that map number 4. You know, with how strong of a team Los Angeles Guerrillas has been in Search and Destroy. But yeah, I mean, that was the one thing where Los Angeles Thieves, we know that they have a lot of talented individuals on their squad where they could have made this interesting. If they're just all on point and they're shooting really straight, sometimes there's just nothing you can do. But Guerrillas have responded. Their players have really stepped on up. And as you said, the streaks coming in from basically everyone has made this pretty ugly.
Has it felt, I feel like a couple times, I swear, like TJ's centering like looks off. Like he's, I don't know, expecting to snap a little bit faster, like with a sub and just shooting a little behind people. I don't know. We'll see if he can get into more of a groove. But the 173rd streak of the game 1 gets called in as Guerrillas look to close this out off the back of their massive win over FaZe. They continue to click, they continue to fry, and they're victims now. The LA Thieves.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you're ever allowed to critique someone centering. I just don't think that's allowed in the Maven book of
I don't know.
commentary.
Go back and watch it. I swear it just looks a little off sometimes. I don't know.
You know, I just don't think you're allowed to be the one to really point that out.
You want me to tweet you some clips from this morning? Because I was grinding COD at 5 a.m.
No, I don't. I'm just, no.
Okay.
I'm
I
going to
can
take
send you a
TJ
bunch,
100
Joe.
out of 100 versus you know?
I can send you a bunch. Best car in the world.
now TJ, though, he's able to find 3 kills, and maybe he's getting a little warmed up. Maybe he's getting a little warmed up. As once again, they survive all the streaks of basketball, but it's just 3 more seconds needed for Guerrillas. And that should do it as they lock up a hard point win.
Silly's
and that's
30
a
and
very
12.
big deal.
Even 30 and 12. We haven't even got to our keys to victory yet. And Joe, I'm going to ask you. So just for viewers at home, you know, the commentators will work through the keys to victory, go through the stats, we come up with stuff, and Joe typically does the brunt of the work because he's the analyst between the two of us. He's a smart one, the Call of Duty champion. But I couldn't sleep last night. At 1:30 in the morning, I decided, you know what, I'm going to work on the keys to victory. And I sent Joe this long email with him. Joe, out of 10, how'd I do for my first time?
Pretty good. I mean, pretty good. Yeah. You could like write an article. There was a lot of substance, but you had to find the keys. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah. I sort of just spilled words on the page, didn't I, Joe? But
you just got writing. You were locked in, just on your keyboard, just typing away.
Yeah, I sure was. Tim, I don't know what that face is, but obviously not pleased with how the map 1 went. But you got to be feeling good if you're Guerrillas. We're going to talk more about Cellium and how good he's been. But look at that. You have a 9 streak from Assault, a 9 streak from aBeZy, a 7 streak from Cellium. I thought it was 8 streaks for both of them, so I was higher than I thought. 30 and 12 is just, that's insane numbers. Cellium is playing out of his mind.
Yeah, you got to give Guerrillas props. This is what we were looking for, especially in that hard point. It has been an absolute struggle for them. So to control that map number 1, go up 1-0, it's a big deal with how good of a search and destroy team they've been. And we talked about it for LA Thieves. That's where you were kind of maybe just trying to sneak in, is in that respawn, but not able to do so.
All right, well, map 1 is in the books. Guerrillas, smoke them. Absolutely dominate, but search and destroy right around the corner. We'll be back after this break.
The Call of Duty League is brought to you by GameFuel. Use code CDL 2021 for a special discount on GameFuel.com. Tournament audio and team listen-ins are powered by Astro Gaming, the official headset and mix amp of the Call of Duty League. The Call of Duty League is presented by Seany, the official eyewear for the CDL. Armor your eyes with Zenny Blocks blue light protection glasses by visiting zenny.com/gaming.
Hello CDL fam, thank you so much for watching. Do you guys fancy getting your hands on more rewards? Then make sure you click on the rewards button right next to the diamond icon, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more CDL content.
Welcome back. LA Thieves will look to regain after the map 1 beatdown. Guerrillas, got to be feeling good. Continue the groove, but let's look at our game fuel keys to victory, Joe. You fixed these for me. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, we talked about Silly. I mean, he was just an absolute beast. The #1 X factor as well in Search and Destroy. I mean, look at that, 2.13 KD in wins, 0.62 in losses. What is one of their sort of weaknesses, though? It's offensive control rounds, 3 and 22 in attack rounds, last in the CDL, 1 and 8 on Garrison and Checkmate. The good thing, you're playing raid control where you're 2 and 1, so there's a little bright spot there. And then I thought coming into this that Apocalypse could be their sort of bright spot, right? They were trying to get things going in Hardpoint where they were 5 and 15, 11th in the CDL, now 6 and 15. And you know they played really well against FaZe, but they're going to play Checkmate because they beat Thieves on Checkmate. So.
Well, great breakdown there for Guerrillas. Joe, talk me through the keys for Thieves.
It's really simple. It has to be around the slang. I try to stay away from it as much as possible, but I mean, that's just it. When they played them at the first major, they got outslayed. They got 3-0. No player was positive on the team. Venom right now is the lowest KD in the league since joining. He needs to step up going into the major. We got to see something from this young gun. Then Temp, I mean, listen, I have no idea what the roster situation is like or what's going to happen, but today, have some fun. He's the #2 hardpoint X factor in the CDL, 1.2 in wins, 0.7 in losses, and that map #1 where they all got smoked, they lost.
Yeah, it's like you can look at it two ways, I guess. Either, yeah, he goes in, tries to fry, enjoy himself, or he tries to make a point. Like, you bench the wrong guy, and he comes in and just takes over. Obviously, it doesn't happen in the map 1, but, and you know, we're not inside his head exactly what the focus is, but I feel like there's kind of a couple ways you can go about it.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, there's no pressure. Have some fun. Just try to. I mean, you're trying to win. I mean, that's really it. But it's just so
well,
tough.
There's pressure no pressure on the team. Maybe it's kind of on Temp, right? Like you're on the bench.
I disagree.
Like there's some
100% disagree.
Not in this series, but just in general. Like to try and get a starting spot. Like you don't think there's any pressure on him at all?
Nope. All
right. I've never been on a bench in my career, so I can't relate.
No. That's because you haven't been on a team in your career.
That's also true, Joe. All right, now for the Search and Destroy, Guerrillas want to take the beat down to Miami.
Yeah, I mean, they've been such a good Search and Destroy team. You know, one of the best in our league. It's one of their strong points. And well, they are 3 and 2 on this map. LA Thieves 2 and 1. First offense, they're going to go towards the A side, and when you're playing with a sub, basically. Search and Destroy is really where it's tough. I mean, if you're slaying well in respawns, the game will just kind of slow down. It will come to you. And Search and Destroy, everybody's got to be on the same page, how you react off one another. This is where it could get even uglier, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I don't think maybe some people appreciate like what a change of pace it is just in general. Like, you know, you get in a groove and respawn. You're going gunfight to gunfight. You start to get a feel for the map. The instincts are clicking, and then at times just comes to a halt in the map 2, and you really have to shift gears.
He is. Start to work up this A bomb. Flash, they were able to catch aBeZy, trying to work middle of the map. That's bomb down. That's first blood. Gonna stay alive, play his life. And there's not a lot of time remaining, and Slasher's gonna shut this down. Now into a 2v4.
Somewhere mid-map, Octane is still trying to hear accuracy.
Oh, I mean, listen, Jim. I mean, you know, they talked about how tough it was. Like, why you got to bring it back up?
I apologize. Silly, 1.33 against FaZe, 30 and 12 here in the map 1. Just not any time to work with. I wanted to sell a big clutch hero play from Silly, who's been a beast, but there is nothing he can do.
Yeah, nothing you can do. Great job by Slasher. I mean, the timing works out where he just kind of catches aBeZy, right? That's that first kill. And what aBeZy is hoping is that there's not 2 players over here. What we see a lot of the times is sort of a 3-stack towards the B zone. This middle alley where you can flank around towards the bomb is kind of open. And, you know, we might see a player on, you know, near the bomb, you know, in a power position, locking down the beach. But aBeZy, he gets caught.
A fantastic round there from Slasher. Salt, really the only kill on the side of Guerrillas. Now we'll see if they can answer back defensively. Looks like a similar hit kind of out of Thieves. 3 focusing towards that A side, but you've only got 1 person there for Guerrillas, whereas you got at 2 in position by the time the hit came in for Thieves. It's really going to be on Assault. Well, that would have been an awesome pick there from Vivid to kind of soften up this push. Now Assault's got to hopefully get a pick and get out with his life. Or just kill everyone.
Well, I mean, yeah, Venom is, that's the wrong mantle right there. He just kind of mantles up and he's in the crosshair of Assault. Now Assault just going to try and get away. Temp, though, in a pretty solid position. Going to get on up. He's going to catch Vivid. They know Assault's in the area. Silly, though, he's starting to work all the way back on this rotation. Temp just going to slide away. There's the help looking over him.
Nice shots. Temp now 3-0, really opening up this round after they get first blooded. The 3v2, a big gunfight about to go down. It's going to be App versus Slasher. Not really a gunfight. aBeZy able to catch him, puts it to a 2v2. Planted. 40 seconds now to work on this retake, and Silly and Temp could be having a sleepover right now. Able to finish it. Silly gets the headshot in. Temp, the man of the round, taken out. Now TJ. 1 versus 2. One of the best search and destroy players in the league. The Iceman. Can he come up with a clutch? Just has to play the clock. Can't finish the kills. Get eyes on both players, though. Just can't drop. I don't know if you can throw it that far, but the arm strength isn't there. The trophy's going to stop it. App is on it. Halfway to the fuse.
You got it.
Gets him through the bomb. Gets the kill. And the Iceman makes the play.
That gets a little scary. I don't know if he should have shot at aBeZy. I think he's got a free kill, but he does shoot, and then Silly comes on through, and I don't know the number of HP he had left, but the boat keeps him alive. Then he just has to connect with those shots. Silly just trying to do his best to check the different angles. Ends up trading right away, but not enough time on the clock. Nice repositioning from TJ, but Temp throughout that round really, swung it in their favor.
And, I mean, this is great from Thieves. I mean, considering how the map one went, you come in, put together 2 solid rounds to search and destroy, something to build off of. They have that 2-man stack at A again. Slasher was really the playmaker here last time to slow down the aggressive build-up from Guerrillas. We'll see if he can do it again. Might be TJ, but it's damage in. Nade not going to finish, as he will get dropped, and now gets more difficult here for Slasher. Will that stun connect? Looks like Slasher still holding. We're going to back it up for now, waiting, I think, for Venom to kind of track across the map and give him some help. And, well, as he backs up, he finds one on the cross.
And that's usually like when we saw the last offensive round where aBeZy went through middle. That's the position he's trying to get Slasher out of if he can hit the timing. Then he goes on over. Venom now repositions with that Krig. Nobody's watching all the way to the back, but another pick in their favor. Now it's on aBeZy. aBeZy's in a really good spot, but he's alone. Venom with the Krig. Maybe he should run the flex. I don't know. No
Man, he's not missing foreheads right now. Fantastic shots, but aBeZy now. Can he come up with a miracle? There's one. Almost the second. Maybe the hero player of all hero plays. So we were talking about that the other day. Like, he just, man, it feels like across every title, like, he is just the best player in the game, or struggling to find his footing at times, but that seemed like a situation he would somehow pull out, but not quite able to do it. And the success here in Search and Destroy continues for Thieves. And remember, this is a map where Guerrillas just beat FaZe. And maybe
that was a huge kill from Slasher. I mean, he swings that round, right? They're in a 3v4, but Assault is kind of watching from the front of the hotel, and he gets picked. And then, because they had no mid presence, right? Everybody's working beach side. Venom picks them apart. Beautifully done. Now up 3-0. And on this offense, you have TJ, I think maybe just trying to cause some noise at B. You see number 6 all the way in hotel. But the rest of the team back towards A.
So what do you think, like, what would you change right now for your Guerrillas? Like, we're kind of getting to that mid-game now. Try to correct some of the wrongs.
Apart, right? There's not really... They're just literally losing gunfights to Krigs. I mean, that's...
Yeah. So don't lose your gunfights. Easier said than done sometimes. Well, it wasn't in map 1.
In the last defensive round, it was really just Temp who kind of snuck up on them, got to an angle. That was that. On offense, it's, you know, their executes towards the A site aren't really working. Can they close the defensive rounds up? Now 25 seconds. LA Thieves, they have to go. Temp somehow alive, but Assault ready for the second one. Silly works TJ, who is all the way in the middle of the map. I'm going to make this a 2v3, but everybody with Kriggs in those power positions shutting this down. Flasher's got to get this plant.
Well, that is right on the back of his Achilles. Fantastic nade there. Gets them on the board. And, is there something to, like, you know, if you're that hot team in map 1 and you dominate like they did, right? Like, you're flying and frying, you're feeling good, you're winning every gunfight, and then you have to switch it up for search and destroy and slow down the pace. Is that like a hard transition sometimes if you were that team popping off map 1?
I don't really think so. I mean, I would say, like, maybe if they were running at B time and time again trying to gun everyone, like, you could say that, but they're not. They're playing very slow. They're just...
Yeah, it's what they did against FaZe, right? Slowed it down.
Getting picked apart. Yeah, now you're seeing the adjustments. They're going back towards this B hit. Venom, he's going to get the trade. TJ, though, quick pinch, very fast. Can he find the kills? aBeZy was so weak, but still a 2v2. Was Assault able to stay alive?
Yeah, it's like one hip fire, but bullet hit there and he dropped. Now into the 2v2. Assault does have bomb in hand. Assault just checking for info in the back alley. We'll see what kind of angle Slasher tries to get. He's gotten the cross now towards the site. Assault there reading it. He's got to watch so many angles. Well, everybody does in a 2 versus 2. And Silly, though, that is just lovely stuff. Fantastic shots to put them into a 2v1. And TJ, another chance to clutch. Silly, though, ready, waiting, the angle there. And Silly gets Guerrillas closer.
Yeah, it's tough because, I mean, obviously this shot is fantastic from Silly on the Slasher. And now TJ's in a position, they kind of knew that he was working the flank. Maybe he's thinking they're going to pick up the full flank. If he goes all the way through Garage, he probably kills Assault. He might win the round. But Silly, he just plays sort of that 50-50 or tries to guess the correct angle. And, well, and sometimes when you're on fire, the game is coming easy to you. And that's what's happening with Silly right now.
I didn't even realize, like, somehow he's 6-1, despite the fact they started out 0-3 in the round count.
Yeah, I think he's doing, like, the search. He only died, like, a handful of times first phase. Obviously, when you win 6-0, 6-2, that's going to happen. But he's on point right now.
I don't know what exactly is starting to click, but feels like it certainly has. But it does get traded back, so we go to a 3 versus 3. Push from Thieves. Ulted for a moment. Keep an eye on that number 2 on the minimap. He's going to be the man that's going to have to rally across or hold the rat back if Thieves opt to take this over towards A. For now, just holding on that A site. Doesn't seem like they're aware of everyone's position. He's worried somebody may have already rat back or someone kind of playing passive on the spawn side for Thieves. They've got a 3v2 there. Obviously, they're not able to see everything we can, but they have the edge. But I don't know if you have the edge with the way Silly's playing.
And I almost wonder, like, you can tell TJ kind of wants to, like, push through the middle of the map, but Assault's going to back on up. He did have an opening for a second. Now they have to commit to this site. They have to commit. Vivid, he's ready. Silly in that position. Where's the trade? Nowhere to be found. And I mean, you saw TJ on the staircase kind of going back and forth. I think what he wanted to do is go middle street and pinch these guys, but was afraid Assault was going to see him, and then that ruins that. So what do? They try to take the 3v2, but it's so difficult with the power positions towards that backside.
Yeah, over the course of the season, that dumpster there has eaten its fair share of bullets. It's a portable shield he has set up. But yeah, good use of the cover. Incredible shots. Silly now 8-1 on a 6 spree. He enjoyed streaks early in the map 1. Very close to them here in the search. And I know you don't see those streaks come into play that often in the search and destroy, but we might see them here. Especially due to the fact that, you know, they start down 0-3, so if they're going to win this, it's going to go the distance. But nice first blood there from Vivid. Numbers the Guerrillas, and he's able to back up.
Yeah, Slasher's in that power position, right on that little staircase down to the beach. Vivid just works his way up middle of the map. There's an angle for it. Slasher's hoping maybe someone can connect with a nade or at least get the trade to force the 3v3, but that doesn't happen. Now it's on TJ, maybe to make a play in this round. Vivid's just right on the other side of the wall. Do they check this corner? Does aBeZy check it? Well, the shots hit, and now everyone's going to react. TJ, he's taken down.
It'll be Vivid's second. I thought for a second the third as well. Good cover fire there from Silly, and there's the first streak earned. 7 in a row now for Silly. A little rechow, a little beam there from Venom. From a 1v3 to a 1v2. Can he take out Silly and aBeZy? Or does he end up giving Silly full streaks here in the process of trying to get this retake? I think Silly may have just spotted him.
Well, now it's got to hear that, right? So he's ready for it. He's baiting it, and then Silly repositions. There's the full streaks, and what it was 3-1. Los Angeles Thieves look to be in a comfortable position, but now 3 rounds in a row. And it's just those opening picks that they've been finding. This time it was on Slasher. Great job by Vivid to really just work that angle. It's really been the default for Los Angeles Thieves. They take him down.
The game just seems to be coming so easy to Silly right now. But I don't know. It just looks so casual. Just not missing. In good positions. Making the game really easy on himself. 10-1 now in the map 2 after the 30-12. Map 1. He's on pace for one of our best stat lines over the course of a series this year.
Sure is. Yeah, and you know, we talked about the Kree meta. Maybe it's really helped Silly. Maybe he's just, very comfortable with him and likes using it. But Slasher, he got first blooded by Vivid last time. He's going to return the favor. Nice angle on that B bomb site. They're going to have to get past Silly himself, who's set up in that spot towards the back dumpster.
I couldn't deal with it last time, but a little bit different of a situation. First the ping, now the missile, and it comes. I don't know if he thought on the ping maybe somebody was playing behind the van or near the bomb site?
He might have thought that they were going to push after he called that.
Oh, okay,
That's probably what he thought, right? It's a 4v2. The last player's in or one of the players is in a cruise. If they just run at him, maybe they can take him down. Salt now left in a 1v3. Make it a 1v2. Bomb was being planted. Temp just trying to stay alive. He's able to get back. Slasher has his cross.
Shoot his feet off. Shoot his feet off. It's a couple bullets in. He's got eyes on both. He just chows. He knows Temp's weak and can't take the fight. And he gets a foot more to the left. Maybe he can get a reload and chow off. But Assault, so close to doing it. Yeah, I just looked over and saw the cams. Silly's just like laughing. Like they're enjoying themselves, man. Almost ludicrous there from Assault.
I mean, he's probably laughing because of, I don't know. I mean, he pinged it to see where they all were. I don't know if he meant to call that cruise in or what.
Yeah,
but
I thought maybe for a second he just
now you have no ping and you use the cruise.
Yeah.
It's not good.
No, you're right. You're right. I just don't know if it's what you said. Like he thought they were flying or he thought somebody was like lower. I don't know. Because he sent that thing. It was going.
Maybe he just hit the boost button on accident. I really don't know. I have no idea. Yeah. Sometimes you get so excited in the missile and you're just like,
DJ, trigger discipline is there. I almost too, but Vivid, huge trade there to keep us even. In around 9.
Wow, that angle.
Yeah, that's one hell of an angle. Great play from Vivid. He gets the trade. He hits those shots. Almost eats a nade, but stays up.
Now Slasher's by himself. He's going to try and stop this bomb plant, but Silly's here for the trade. Should be a trade right away, but Slasher gets around the corner. Can he make this 1v2? Now into a 2v1, but not going to happen, and Assault was watching the cross. Silly repositions. Slasher was hoping Venom could get over there, but it's really what? Vivid. I mean, this kill right here, then the reposition to Temp up top, because Venom and Temp are trying to work Assault on the flank. Vivid just, he regains health, and yeah, props to him.
Yeah, Temp's just like, I would love to hear what Temp said after he got
I got melted? I don't know, because that was, he did get melted.
Yeah, no, he dropped. I thought he was weak for a second, but I don't see how. They started down 0-3, but now a round advantage. One more, they go up 2-0 in the series, looking for their 5th straight map victory after that big 3-0 over FaZe. And it looks fast and aggressive here from Thieves. Subs out. They are soaring forward, but Seany and his trusty dumpster are ready and waiting.
Okay, here's the trophy go off. Temp was trying to throw a nade, and Seany, his highest S&D kill game of the year was against Los Angeles Thieves with 12. Can he tie that? Can he improve upon that? We'll have to wait and see. But these angles from Los Angeles Guerrillas, from the beach into that lobby, just so good. Another first blood from that position. And now it's desperation time. Like, how do you execute this? It'd be so difficult to do without a pick.
Yeah, I mean, he can't take that fight up top with the 74U versus
You can't do it with a
Krig.
Krig. You can't do it with a Krig. I mean, it's such a hard gunfight. You need pressure. You need pressure from the bomb, but you usually have that with man advantage. Slasher gets all the way through to the bomb. Guerrillas back up a little bit, but that's because they have a streak. They're going to play the artillery. Slasher's going to get it down. He's alive. Run! He's alive.
He's very fast. He gets out, puts some shots into Seany, up over the wall. Assaulto ready. Venom, though, massive 2 kills, 2 versus 2. Temp up top, gets the kill. Venom scores in 3 for Venom to get us to around 11.
And that is just Slasher staying alive, buying time. They were so focused on him, and then Venom gets aggressive. Temp is giving the info. Temp's watching over him. Look at the cross set up by the 74Us. 3 for Venom in the round. But Slasher staying alive, buying them enough time.
Anyone doubting Slasher's athletic ability, he just outran a missile. That was impressive stuff. Gets out, stays up, then Venom, the cleanup crew, comes on through. One final round. 9-8 now for Venom, leading the Thieves side, and they're hitting it. Again, going in fast. The first man, going to be aBeZy here. Gets the stun in and gets away with half health.
Just able to get away. And, you know, on a couple of these offensive rounds, really the thorn in the side has been Assault sort of from the beach side. And you see Slasher maybe playing a little bit differently, trying to work that pick. But Assault backs on up. Now he's on that little staircase. It's looking like this is going to be an A hit now. You still have Temp around that B bomb site, but they have to deal with Assault. Now you have a rotation coming over from Vivid. Here we go, 40 seconds left. Here comes the last push for Los Angeles Thieves.
Is it an angle again? Is it an angle again? It is. Yeah. Oh my, Temp. I don't think he has a whole lot of health left. I thought he was going to get caught again on the cross.
They get to the bomb, though. They get to the site. Temp's going on a pinch, too. Temp's going on a pinch. Oh, you just take it down. Assault with another one as well. They get there. They just can't get it down. It is a perfect round 11. A couple of timings go their way. Los Angeles Thieves steal that search and destroy. But the Guerrillas clutch on up.
Yeah, they start down in an 0-3 hole, but they bring it back on the back of mighty Seany. What a map he had, but the full team really involved there in the round 11 to get it done. The map victory is just pouring in right now for Guerrillas. You know, they weren't a team a week ago that we were talking about these massive improvements heading towards the major. I mean, it was about London getting better and Surge getting better and Røkkr getting better. And I saw some power rankings with Guerrillas in last before that FaZe victory. Now they're seemingly improving, and I have no idea what's going to happen to this major.
I don't either. Yeah, I mean, teams are starting to hit form. They're starting to figure it out a little bit more. You know, you got to give them their props. For Los Angeles Thieves, I thought that was a pretty good S&D for them. You know, they had the opportunities. They clutched on up, got it to that round 11. And here we go. Here's what we talked about with Seany with 11, Assault with 11, and those were the two. Just with the Krigs, with the help of Vivid, they just found so many picks throughout the middle of that map.
Yeah, it feels like it's either Seany and that dumpster locking it down or those shots on the cross, right, with this getting the picks. But let's look at our U.S. Army tactical play. I believe it's going to be round 5, and we're going to check out Seany, who is so big and bringing it back in this map too. We'll check out the play in just a moment, but excited to see it again. As Seany, there was a sequence there where it felt like 4 gunfights in a row. He didn't miss a bullet. Like, he was just on point.
Yeah, and, you know, it could just be the comfort with the weapon, and you know that Krieg, the Krieg meta. Yeah, here's the round where TJ kind of goes on that pinch, hoping to get two there. You know, how does he want to sort of reposition this? Does he want to hit the full flank right? The reason he doesn't is due to Silly's position right there, right? When you're on that dock side, it's a powerful position. But as this round plays out, it's Silly in the 2v2 who finds the kill on Slasher back alley that allows them to just kind of get that bomb down. TJ, he tries to get the final kill, at least the bomb planner. But he plays it right, he guesses it right, and as you said, it just feels like the game is coming to him right now.
It's the shots, get the round W, but we're going to check out an Astro social soundboard. It's going to be our good pal, just handsome, hilarious, really all-around talented man. It's Methods at Silly. Hello, I'd like to inquire about your coaching program. I believe they've had a back and forth in the past about that, where they were trash-talking each other. So I think that's more sarcastic than actually gassing him. But Methods, we appreciate your input as always. But it is Guerrillas. Up 2-0, and the man on your screen, a highlight machine just popping off regardless of the mode, taking names and making a run here for Guerrillas. We'll be up with the control after this quick break.
The Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G. Scump, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. The Call of Duty League is presented by USAA Insurance. We offer insurance that's made for the military community to help them easily protect what they've worked hard for.
When my friends go, it was simple. When the ends low, switch the tempo. I got right, I got heart, I won't die, I'ma fight. I go down, bet I strike, I go hard day and night. Money on the line, keep calling. Money on the books, need all that. My kids, they'll be ballin'. Got a real bankroll, not for Instagram. My mama on the line, keep calling. Praying for me, know I need all that. Told me it's not about ballin'. Real blessed, but I'm still sinning, man. I got right, I got heart, I won't die, I'ma fight. I go down, bet I strike, I go hard day and night.
Welcome back. Guerrillas enjoying their 2-0 edge in this best of 5. Looking to get on that strong foot heading into the major. They look focused, dialed in, and this is a team that years ago we were talking about their preparation with the coaching staff, how well they do in the vetoes against teams, maybe getting closer to that point. And I think we still need to see more, but they're looking so good.
Well, I mean, yeah, they're looking good so far. You
Control,
see that? Yeah, the control has been an issue, but we're going to Raid where they're 2-1. It's the other maps that they really have an issue with. Most teams veto Raid away. It's probably just a comfort pick with this sort of substitute coming in with Temp, just trying to play whatever maps they can where those players are comfortable. But yeah, it's a question mark for sure.
Yeah, that was our key to victory for the Guerrillas series at the major. I remember take away raid control because they can't win anywhere
Everyone's been doing it. Yeah, everyone else has been doing it.
Yeah. So we'll get to play it. They're probably excited to see it in an official match.
Yeah,
maybe surprised. Yeah, maybe surprised it gets through, but I mean, when you only have 3 wins and 2 are here, that's something to feel good about.
100%, yeah.
They're not out of it yet.
So we're still sticking with TJ with that Craig. Just curious, but I'm sure Temp's been playing in challengers. He's used to his role now, so he's just going to do his thing, and that's what the team decides to do.
Start off with the hot hand. Pick it off with Silly. He does get the kill right after that. We see the kill at mid-map as well, and then aBeZy through on the trades. That's 3 down early for Thieves. They're all coming in off spawn, but you've got 2 people pushed up. aBeZy will get caught with an 8 in hand. Nope, he will not get caught. He at least takes down 1 before he falls. Now Silly will begin this finesse around the power position here at Tiki. I thought that was a brilliant read there from TJ to snap left, but Silly just hits his shots. You regain control of the B side, but you've already got 2 players over at A, and that's going to be a quick cap of A. You'll have 2 minutes and 9 seconds to work with for that B point.
Yeah, I mean, Temp, though, was hoping with Venom finding 2 kills, maybe they could get in the ring and stop that, but not going to happen. You have a 4 life advantage now for Guerrillas, and we get in that ever so often situation where the defensive team has to lock down B for around 2 minutes. TJ's pushed up towards water side. He's going to have a 1v1 versus aBeZy, but most of the push is coming through back laundry. Temp and Slasher, they're able to win those fights, and they're going to leave Assault all by himself.
I thought Thieves were playing from Europe or something for a second there. Like, dude, a couple of those gunfights, they just got incinerated. But I think Guerrillas, man, just hot right now. 3 in a row for Assault. Pistol can do it too. Back over to the Krig, and just going to kind of pin Venom here. Venom slides out. Challenges will drop. 5 in a row, but he will fall. Lurking is Vivid. And opening through the backside. One's pushed up mid-cut for Thieves, but they're able to pick that up, and now they've got the numbers 4v2 towards the B site, 4v1, all on TJ to try and make the play. How many kills can TJ find before his teammates get there? And it is so big from TJ. It's 3 from TJ, all 4 drop, and TJ just saved the round.
Yeah, he did. How many times has it been that Tiki player, whether it's the offense or the defense, where they're just trying to stay alive, trying to finesse? But LAG, they fight right back. They're up 6 lives. They get 2 kills, and they just go through money. Look at this. Vivid already through the back stairs. TJ and Slasher with those ARs going to slow things down. But if you're Los Angeles Thieves, you have to worry about the live count now. You're only down to 8. There's still some time left. With 40 seconds, they got to be careful of that number.
And that's the, when you have 2 minutes to work with, a lot of times it's going to come down to that. And they hold on. Not if Vivid has anything to say about it whatsoever. A 10-4 round from Vivid. No respawns remaining for Thieves. And they're just going to be hunting down the kills. Temp's out of the picture. All on TJ, Slasher, and Venom. Try and come up with this clutch. TJ able to take down 1. Silly's headshot still on point. With 13.6, it'll stop. Now, just Slasher up, he will drop, and Guerrillas, they're able to take the round. I mean, TJ kept Thieves in it, but yeah, as you highlighted, the lives disparity is too much.
Well, but it was the moment after that. It was as soon as TJ, they're thinking they have map control, but Guerrillas just fly. They go right up the middle of the map and get 2 kills. As soon as they get those 2 kills, they get right back onto that point. Los Angeles Thieves, they can't get into their setup where they can actually play around the lives. Where it would have been 16-12. You're in your setup, and that's where you really drain the lives of the offensive team.
And that's what's tough too. Like when your team's coming off a spawn and TJ's getting all the kills at Tiki, I mean, you're getting a pretty close spawn, right? They just get there so fast. So fast. Just send it and get into position. Pivot will drop. Hip fire there for aBeZy though, but TJ another multi-kill through for him. But Guerrillas up 1-0. The map 3 up 2-0 in the series. Looking to get a 6-0 map count over these last 2 series. Whatever's clicking, it is clicking. Let's go to an Astro listen-in with Guerrillas.
Rocks, 200 rocks.
He's back kitchen, spawn killing.
I don't see him. I don't see him.
I don't see him. I think he's
Right,
cut.
he's probably close right. He's laying down Venom. You got him? One shot.
Nice, 2 on B right now.
One killer. Chalked. It might be chalked.
Let's go point. Let's
Let's
go.
go. We go.
Let's go.
I'm gonna come cut.
He's a little weak left heady.
Not even one shot
One
dead.
more, one
Last
more.
one. Fuck.
I'll get play
I
it.
also go.
That's 4.
Nice.
Nice, that's 4.
I have the better we. I have the better we.
I keep him trapped. I'm gonna come red.
There's 3 in garage. 3 in garage, I think.
They got a rat by Paris.
Nice. Are they going to you?
One
Is
shot
it
the guard,
Are they going to you
shot
guys?
the guard.
There's
Yeah,
double
they're
nade.
going
You
to
can
right,
back
looks
up
like.
if you want.
I'm playing nothing.
You have my D, right?
Okay,
got
bad.
you,
Yeah,
got
they're
you.
all wrapping to you guys.
Don't peek it. Don't peek it.
He's in gym.
Still looking at Z.
James, jump out 10.
Yo, top
One
bed.
gym,
One shot. I give a bed. I give a bed.
Someone gym.
Just that.
Z,
I'm
Z,
one
Z.
shot.
Oh,
Last
yeah,
shot,
that's
last
bad.
bed. I got. Don't challenge.
I can get bed. I can get bed.
Let's get a bed. Actually, I'm coming up you red.
He's
He's got bed. He's got bed.
One
We have
foot Z.
round
gym right now.
One foot
Okay,
Z. One coming
I
back.
get your back yellow lamp.
Jim.
Bottom bed.
G, Donnie,
Bottom
G,
and
Donnie.
bottom and top bed. They both sold out. Last 2. I had T's really weak.
So blocking
Shingles,
close.
I'm
One
I'm
water
blocking.
steps,
I'm
only got water
blocking.
steps.
There's 20 on AC.
AC seal.
Water, they double sounds. Water steps. Austin
He
and
sees me.
T.
There's a guy I
Austin
see
and
right
T.
now.
Three water
I'm backing
steps,
up. I'm backing
Yeah,
up.
there's 3 mid. 3 mid.
Gotcha. I'm side red.
Also,
Yeah,
water
I
steps.
think they're all hard away. I'm
Make
gonna
sure you hold
get
my driveway if you can.
One's close right at me.
Z,
Fuck,
teach.
I'm here with you. I'm here with you.
Teach, 2 Z, 2
On the
Z,
P5 heading. One's water steps.
That's
still.
you.
16-16. The live standpoint, assault. Quality tags there to take down 2, but a flurry of kills back and forth, and now on to the A point. Go Thieves. They get B first. We don't see it all that often, but typically that's going to lead to success. They've got, what, 2 or 3 stacked on it. It's starting to move pretty quickly, but that's a big kill there from Silly.
At least get that second tick, because here comes a push out of Art. You have 1 player back laundry. That's going to be Vivid, but it's 3 dead. Venom having a great map here.
That's it.
And there we go. That was a must-win round for Los Angeles Thieves. They get that B point early. It kind of hurt it in the listening, like, crap, all right, we had to rotate to A. And I thought Guerrillas did an okay job, but it's difficult to hold an A. And the problem is when you lose ring control, there's so many power positions from ring, right? Like, it's just tough flying through pillars and flying out of Art no matter what with the positions of that zone.
Yeah, like, I mean, for the offensive team, you don't have to run through an open pool and deck area with very little cover, like no cover. Yeah, you just come out of garage, come out of Art, get into position there really quickly. A much easier cross, but about to look at that cross is Venom, but the cross is filled with aBeZy's bullets. Right onto the point, go Guerrillas.
Los Angeles Thieves just trying to take map control away. Maybe trying to work that player who's coming up off a spawn. TJ and Slasher go, but aBeZy's ready for it. Sometimes it feels like every time we are on screen with him, he gets that multi-kill. A zone going to be captured. And we're right back into this defensive hole. We'll see if LA Thieves can get set up a little bit better.
Temp is still lurking all the way, like, it was like their garage side. And they've all pushed through, but the same can be said for Guerrillas. So that map kind of flipped on its head.
The map flips, but you have that top bedroom, but Temp's going to get taken down by Silly. aBeZy just staying alive, Tiki side. Slasher, though. 2 big kills. When do they go? Maybe they're waiting for Temp to come up off spawn, but now he's going to make sure they don't get that tick. Doesn't want him to at least get 1 Temp there with the trade. Now it's on aBeZy, the last player alive. The other 2 players coming through the full stairs, but Venom plays a little weird, but TJ's there.
Yeah, like he just didn't know what side he was on, maybe.
Yeah.
Now the map makes a little bit more sense. As Guerrillas are trying to work out, but each kill Temp gets just staggers this push more and more. Vivid does catch one with some nice timing at mid-map, but Temp, it's his bedroom now. The Temp Palace. Looks like a very comfortable bed. Yeah. I mean, the lives are about even. You've still got over a minute to work with, but a minute seems like a lot of time, but if you keep getting staggered like this, you might only get like one real good push out of it.
I'm just being very patient on 5 in a row. Can't find 6. Would have loved to earn some streaks. Just a couple of off. And yeah, they're just staggered. Kind of like what you said. The players doing a really good job from Los Angeles Thieves, sort of lurking, finding the picks, you know, dealing with the people coming up off the spawn. They've held bedroom for the most part. This time it's going to be Slasher's going to have to deal with 2 players. You know, when you hold that top apartment time and time again, you force them to with their middle and flood out of money. This time, though, they get that kill at the front. Vivid trying to swim across. Won't be able to get to that point. TJ, 19 and 17, rocking that QBZ. It's looking pretty good on this defense for Los Angeles Thieves.
Yeah, it just feels like, you know, we talk about not going 3-4 down, but like almost like every time before someone drops on Thieves, they got to kill. Like every time. Just got to kill, then died. Got to kill, then died. Make sure there wasn't really good positions for those crazy plays. No time to go. Fantastic hold there from Thieves. They staggered that consistently for a minute and a half. I mean, well, yeah, around a minute and a half when we went to Temp in bedroom. Did you get like a real... I don't think you had all 4 players across like the halfway point of the map at one point for Guerrillas.
Yeah, it took a long time, and you know where did they find that success in the first offensive round? It was through Kitchen, and where they had the life advantage. But what was, you know, they got into that defensive setup. That's the difference. You know, Los Angeles Thieves, they got the kills they needed. It never got chaotic. They held their power positions, and when they lost them, the kills elsewhere went their way. So they had water stairs to make sure the players pushing front couldn't cross the Tiki. It was a very good round from Los Angeles Thieves.
Silly, nice shots again, but fortunately for him, greeted by the nade. 3 in a row for Temp. Venom sitting at 17 and 20. Trying to find an opening as he works back laundry. He's got a one-on-one there, not able to win it. Silly hasn't lost a whole lot of one-on-ones in this series.
He's 20 and 18. He's positive right now. Zone A gets 2 ticks, but don't have too many players on it now. Now the spawns are to come up towards driveways. They get a little aggressive. Rilla's going to give this up. You have 1 player inside Art, 1 player pushed up all the way towards that top pool side. That's going to be Assault locking down top bedroom. Now the transition over to the side through middle of the map. TJ with a nice drop punch there. And Silly just trying to stay alive, but just too aggressive. And he gets caught.
If Vivid can take the fight, well, okay, no bullets involved. It's the elbow to the jawline. As Vivid hits it, movement just still on point as he continues to finesse. Now aBeZy through the window. Gets the kill and still staggered if you're Thieves. Just looking for that opening. Big kills through for Guerrillas. Just getting closer. Getting us to a 5th and final round. We went the distance to the search and destroy. A chance to do it here. And I mean, highly competitive maps, which is great considering my worries after map 1.
Yeah, right after the start of map 1. Yeah, like Thieves, they slowed it down a little bit. TJ's having a really solid map in that flex position. But, you know, throughout that first minute on this offense, they haven't really been able to find anything towards B. Now trying to work inside a kitchen. You have 3 players there. TJ's just making sure no pinch comes through Zig. Where does that push come through? It looks like they're going to try and get basketball control. You're going to have aBeZy inside that little locker room. I think did someone sneak out of money? It looks like Temp might have snuck out of money. He might be trying to find an angle. But yeah, in the player's bedroom, going to focus on this side of the map sooner or later, and there's Vivid. Now on a 6 streak.
He's not far from streaks. Can he get him? That's a tough gunfight to back block against the Krig. Wants to take a closer fight. He's able to do that. There's the artillery. Could be huge if they get this to the 5th round. But you still got to hold here. This is the last chance for Thieves. Got to get in, stop this clock, close it out here. You need a 3 or 4 down. A big play to win this map and continue on in this best of 5. Not an easy fight for TJ, but I thought he was going to snap on both. But of course, it's silly. He's just not getting snapped on it right now. Takes down 2. Clock stopped at 4 seconds. Temp staying alive as long as he can, but you can't hide from Silly. Assault there on the cross. Venom in through the cut, but can't get there in time. 2-2. Headed to round 5. And Silly was just, you'll see it here, just dominating it from the window. And see his fans getting gassed up with his big play. His wife, his biggest supporter. Saw her on Twitter. It is not safe for the Astro social soundboard, but she is excited about his play.
And well, I mean, I guess the best case scenario for Los Angeles Thieves there is maybe if Silly goes down, Vivid would have spawned up with 3 dead and probably had to use the artillery to try and save that round, to try and save the B point. And even if they lose that, they don't have that to worry about. But now you have that as sort of like a safe haven. If you are the Los Angeles Guerrillas, is what worked for Los Angeles Thieves? The first attack, it was early B hit, but they had numbers early on. TJ trying to do what he can. Up to 29 kills. He finds 2 early in this round. He's going to have some help looking over him. He's just flying, just trying to take that gunfight.
He just soared into court, didn't he?
Just trying to catch a timing, right? Like maybe them running down the back stairs, whatever it is, but wanted to get in that position. I mean, it's all TJ.
Yeah, no, he is just finding kills in flurries right now. If I thought the shot was maybe a little bit off in map 1, it is not off now. Now the streak, though. If is going to call it in. They do not want to lose B early again. And it looks like it gives them position back onto B. So the streak does pay off. I know it doesn't get the kills, but kind of get some pressure away from this site.
Well, that's
Flasher,
what hurts too. Because we saw this with NYSL. When you spend this much time trying to get B, when you end up getting it, you have about a minute to even get A. So they've spent so much time here that about 45 seconds where, you know what, they're going to get that point, but the streak saves them. The streak gets them off of it. Now the kills come in. Slasher, at least able to find the trade, but they have 15 seconds left. They got to go. They at least got to find one.
Yeah, that comment exactly. Like that NYSL round, so similar to what we're seeing here, but they do get onto the point, but Assault in behind enemy lines, somehow still alive, finally will end up dropping. Now Silly to try and get the angle.
They're going for it.
They're going to send it. They want to close it out here. Get us to the final series of Stage 2 before our major. Can they stop them? Now halfway through to getting the 8 point. Tim still sitting inside. That's not going to be a fun one. 2 go down. Slasher still trying to stay up. TJ rotating on in. TJ gets 1. They both end up falling. 6 seconds to go. Vivid's got the cross. Venom has to back up. The pistol will hit. Final second off. And Guerrillas, they get the 3-0. A dominant map 1. Some nail biters here in the games 2 and 3. But that's 6 straight maps, and you got to be feeling great.
Yeah, you got to be feeling good going into the major. I mean, you're still going to start in the elimination bracket. It's going to be a tough one for them, where Stage 1, they start in that winner's bracket. But, yeah, they take care of business. They're getting better. It seems like they're in good form. Silly's playing well. Vivid played extremely well. He had 36 kills to finish that game 3 out. But, yeah, the form is there. Now can they just, turn it into better results in the major? We'll see next week.
Yeah, we already had enough questions about how this major is going to go. There's just more adding on now. But what did Silly end up? He was what? 30-12 map 1, 11-3 map 2. I think he had somewhere around 30-25 or somewhere in that realm in this map. But that was just one hell of an effort from Silly. And I know Vivid pops off. There were some big moments from everybody. Assault put up 11 in the search too, but consistently Silly was there. 31-27, 6,100 damage. That was one of the more impressive series you're going to see from an individual all year.
Yeah, TJ though on the other side put up 36 with that QBZ. He looked pretty darn good with it. Slasher 25 and 22, but Temp and Venom struggle a little bit. But yeah, I mean Vivid, 36 kills. 27 deaths, a big game out of him, and they get that rate control win. But I know every other team watching this right now is, we're going to veto that, playing them at the major, because why would you play them on that? I don't know.
Yeah, you're probably not going to see it again, just like what happened at the last major. But now let's check out the Scump play of the game. It's going to be Silly from the round 4. I believe he's posted up in kitchen, just lining them up, holding on to get them to the round 5. But we'll take a look at it again as it came down to the wire.
Yeah, I mean, TJ makes a really good play and wins some gunfights, challenges the third. And again, what I was talking about is you're hoping, even if you lose this round, you're hoping that maybe Vivid can call on the streak to use it so they don't have it for round 5. But Silly from money, he makes the plays. Beautiful shots with the QBZ. He's doing with the QBZ. He's doing with the Krig. Yeah, I mean, he's playing very, very well right now.
So, Joe, is it like, I mean, I know FaZe had a slip up, but I think we kind of feel them above everybody else. Is it just like the Wild Wild West from there on out for like your next 6 to 8 teams?
Yes, I have no idea what is going to happen. I mean, NYSL has been really consistent, FaZe as well. We expect a good amount from Dallas and Chicago, but we've had results where we're not too sure about. We've had good results. Minnesota is now really thriving. Seattle's competing. I don't know. It's going to be wild.
I can't wait. I can't remember being this excited for a tournament. Like, this is going to be absolutely awesome. We still have one match to close out the night, but before we get there, we've got Lottie, Nameless, and Study to break down that impressive Guerrillas 3-0. They'll be up after the break.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Call of Duty League. We have had already some incredible matches today. The first one being Atlanta FaZe versus London Royal Ravens. FaZe now see themselves as the #1 seed at Group A. New York Subliners, that means they are seed 2. And Ultra see themselves sitting at seed 3, which I think honestly they'll be pretty happy with that. I'm pretty sure heading into that major. Guerrillas 3-0 against Thieves. Big stuff from LAG after taking down FaZe previously this week. And next, game for your marquee match, Dallas Empire versus OpTic, which is huge, but what's even bigger is what's at stake, folks. So if Dallas wins this, Dallas will be the #1 seed in Group B. Minnesota will take 2nd and Chicago 3rd, but if Chicago wins this, Minnesota take 1st seed in Group B, Chicago 2nd and Dallas 3rd. So the best that Chicago can do right now is 2nd seed, and you bet you that is exactly what they're gunning for, if not only for the seeding, but for the confidence that comes with it. And I gotta ask you boys on the desk, Nameless, starting with you, mate, what's at stake here for this Empire versus OpTic game?
Yeah, I think Formal needs to have a big series here. He's been their X factor for me, and he stepped up in their last game that they had. In the Search and Destroy, he went 12-4. When you look at that hard point, it was very, very close, but he had nearly 2 minutes in the hill, and the guy was still positive on the map with a ton of engagement. So I just like that he's sort of taking a leadership role in this team, it seems, and he's been playing up to par. He's got a big matchup here versus Crimsix. You can see his stats right there in their last match. I mean, he was outstanding from top to bottom. I just enjoyed watching him, and it reminded me of Formal when he was a superstar. So I want to see that come back out of him and take over games.
Yeah, and for me, on the side of the Dallas Empire, I'm going to be looking at iLLeY. We saw him in this previous matchup. He came out and dominated that search and destroy, dropped chopsticks with hold the Zeus. He was dominating. And that's one thing that we expect out of iLLeY is just that S&D game for Dallas Empire has not been good for them all year, but with him playing the way that he does, he was terrorizing me and Nameless basically the entire time we were pro players. But him just stepping up in that game mode is what's going to be able to put them over in this series for me.
Really terrorizing both of you as pro players? I can't believe it. I've played
He was destroying us, I
I
promise.
see what you bring to the
in
table.
the search tournaments, he was nasty, man. Seriously. And the thing is about iLLeY is like he's supposed to be like one of the best search players in the game.
Yes.
But in this game, he's been underwhelming for the majority of their search and destroys. Like it's been nowhere near what it was last year. So I agree with you. I think he needs to keep on playing well there.
You know what? I think there's a ton of game changes on both of these rosters, and honestly, it can go either way depending on who's shining on the day. Today is that day, and we'll be finding out very shortly. We're going to head to a break right now, but when we come back, we got Miles the Ross himself leading up with Silly to find out exactly how they took that 3-0 against LAG.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Call of Duty League. It is now time for our Game Fuel Victory Spotlight. And I am joined by the man himself. Silly just had a wonderful series, mate. Congratulations first on the 3-0. And, mate, I think the question on everyone's minds right now is first was, you know, it was Atlanta FaZe. Now you've taken down LA Thieves. The current form is fantastic. Individually yourself as well. What's the secret? What is it? Spill the beans.
Big secret for me. The league finally gave us some 60-year servers to play on. You know, really hitting form. We're getting used to the servers that we play on for every match, and it's really showed.
It really has, man. I mean, individually, your performances as well. Obviously, in that Miami Search and Destroy, you're looking great. Apart from like the team's general practice, is there anything you're doing differently as an individual to improve the play?
Just trying to get a couple extra reps in, making sure we have some off time as well, not overdoing it, and just making sure everybody's on the same page.
Mate, balanced diet in and out of game. We love that. I want to talk a bit about the team overall because obviously the recent success is great. You're starting to accumulate points now, but you had an okay stage one. Stage two has been a bit hit and miss. I mean, do you want to address those couple of series that you lost early on that maybe should have gone your way?
Yeah, you know, we definitely could have been in way better shape at the end of the stage. I think our group's completely finished. We're going to be in losers regardless. New York series could have been a win for us. Toronto series we should have won. You know, we very well could have been 4-1 if we were playing on top of our game for those first couple matches, but you know, it is what it is.
Well, dude, things are looking up already, and again, a big win here was nice. We'll see you in the major. That's your group's done. Congratulations again, Silly.
Yep. Thank you.
Well, there it is. That was your Game Fuel victory spotlight. The mighty Silly, the zebra himself, stomping across the opponents. But here we go. Group A's finished. It's all done. The road to the major, we're getting to the very winding end of it. And that is where everything will sit finalized going into the major next week. Is it next week? I think it is. My calendar's crazy now. Every day seems the same. But there we go. FaZe sitting at the top of that one. LA Thieves sadly at the bottom. But who knows how it goes really when we get to those brackets. Now, one more game remains today. It's our Game Fuel marquee matchup. It's OG taking on Dallas. It's gonna be a bloodbath. See you after the break.
Here we go, Joe. It is time for our Game Fuel marquee match, and I'm pumped for this one. OpTic, Empire, and is there a part of me that wishes we had the implications of that kind of maybe get first place, maybe get last place that it was setting up for? Yes, but still, should be an awesome battle, but we're going to take a look first at the Astro social soundboard before we get into it. And I was kind of tweeting some thoughts out yesterday as I saw some comments about the tiebreakers and the results and everything that might go down. And yeah, there was a point where OpTic fans, if you wanted the guaranteed spot, you were kind of rooting for Røkkr, and now it's kind of flipped on its head. If Røkkr are going to get that first spot, they need an OpTic victory here, so maybe some back and forth love here for the fans, Joe.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, both of these teams, I mean, who wants to play like New York first? That just doesn't sound fun, right? You don't want that third seed. So still a big match when we talk about our major implications. I mean, New York, the Subliners, they've been so solid this year. So it's still a good amount. And don't forget, Dallas, they were the team that put Chicago, that put OpTic into the losers bracket in our first major.
Absolutely. I don't want to downplay it at all. I'm pumped for this. It's just, yeah, it could have been a little bit crazy.